What's going on, YouTube? Sturdy Harry back for another video. Alright, it's time. Let me talk about one of my passions, NBA basketball, my Chicago Bulls. I'm going to talk about my thoughts on their current status in the season. We midway through the season, heading into the new year. So far, so good, above .500. Um, as a Bulls fan, I don't think there's any Bulls fan out there who should be pissed off right now. I really don't think so. You know, so many people talk so much shit when Rose went down. They thought we'd be playing like the Bobcats, have been, and yet we're still winning games. I think there's so much stock that casual fans and even analysts sometimes put into the big star player on every team, because like if LeBron went down tomorrow, they'd be saying, oh, the Heat can't win the title. Well, they got Wade, but they can't do it, blah, blah, blah. A lot of stock gets put into a star player, and come playoff time, maybe you do need a superstar. I'm not an NBA player, you know. I'm not on a level to even say I can beat Scalabrini in a pickup game, but I love my Bulls, and I will go to the grave loving my Bulls, win or lose. And right now, I'm proud of them for beating all the top teams. Yeah, we dropped a few games, but you know what? It's a long season. We're only 30 or so games into it for most teams, and we're not even halfway done yet. But they're doing good. They're doing real good. They could have been doing a lot worse, but a lot of guys have stepped up. You got Luol Deng playing an astronomical amount of minutes. Which I could complain about, but I guess as long as Dean can stay healthy, that he's good. Or maybe he asked for the minutes. I don't know, but you got Joakim Noah playing like a fucking boss out there on almost every game, and yet no matter how good they do without Rose, you got the same people saying the same shit. Amnesty Boozer, trade this guy, trade that guy, trade this guy, trade that guy. And yeah, I want to ring this year just as much as y'all do, but the bench mob this year is actually pretty good. Some people talk so much shit about Bellinelli after the preseason. He comes off the bench and just starts dominating, and everybody want to dick ride him. Give the guys a chance to actually play. Don't talk about trading Vladimir Radmanovic. Yeah, he's riding the bench now, but maybe there's a reason why he is. Maybe the fact that they want to mask his 3-point shooting until playoff time. I don't fucking know. Ask Tom Thibodeau, but we got a good team together this year. And Rose coming back, yeah, we need him for the playoffs, but it worries me more than anything. The guys are playing so good right now, and with the isolation plays that they like to run with them, it makes me wonder how it's gonna work. Especially, is it gonna stunt, Noah on the floor? Because when Rose is on the floor, Rose is gonna take a lot of shots, or at least that's what he was doing the year before he went down. But I think he's going to get better as a player. He's going to learn to play with the team. Rose is an outstanding player. My favorite player. Joakim Noah, my little brother's now favorite player. He fucking loves Noah. But, God, I'm happy. We're doing a lot better than I expected us to do. I expected us to just, as long as we stay in playoff contention, as long as we make the playoffs, no Chicago fan has a right to be fucking mad this year. You know, the only reason we will ever have a reason to be mad coming out of the beginning of the season we're having, if Joey Noah does not make the All-Star team, then we should be pissed, because that man is just fucking dominating, just killing everything, man, playing as one of the best big men in the league right now, man. Assists, rebounds, shooting from the mid-range, he's doing it all right now. His off-season work is really showing, as well as his ability to try to make the teammates around him better. Carlos Boozer, still playing good. He doesn't, put on, J.R. Smith level dunks and whatnot, but that's not his game. He goes in there and he helps the team where he sees fit. Do I think there's a salary cap issue? That's not for me to say. I'm a fan. I watch the game. I let Tom Thibodeau do that because he get paid to do that shit. We get a win, I'm happy. Just like I hope the entire team is. Do I think Marco Bellinelli should start over Rip Hamilton? Mm, it depends. I think that maybe they're experimenting with that now. Not right away. Rip just came back from a torn, I think, plantar fascia. I've had that injury myself, and yeah, it sucks. It really does. But it takes 2 3 weeks to go away. Before you can walk again normally. But he came off the he came out and started today actually and played pretty good. I know they're gonna limit his minutes. They're probably experimenting to see how Bellinelli does with the starting rotation and how Rip does with the bench. And I don't think either of them have a problem with that. You know, as long as we win games, that's the big thing. You got to ask yourself. If you're a Chicago Bull and you live in a city with that much pressure, would you rather win or lose? Does it matter where you are in the pecking order as long as you get to play, man. Things I'd like to see later in the season, if the game allows it. Please play Marquise Teague more. Please play him more. I love watching that kid play. I know that Tom Thibodeau doesn't like to give so many minutes to rookies. A lot of coaches don't, but I like to see Teague play more just to see how his game's evolving. He was our round one pick. I'd like to see our round one pick play, and I'd love to see Radmanovich play. Radmanovich is the one person who we don't really get to see much of. Probably for good reason. That I'm not comprehending. But there's games where having a big man that can space the floor like that, maybe he's going to be the Miami Heat killer, pull Bosh away from the paint or something. I don't know, but we'll see. You know, um, but that's my thoughts on the Bulls. I think that no Chicago Bulls fan can be pissed off right now. You know, we're in the fifth seed, should be the fourth, but whatever. We're basically tied with Milwaukee for the fourth seed, in my opinion. Right now, we're one of the top teams in the East, which we're not the West Coast. Let's talk about what else I want to talk about. The Bobcats struggling, but what did we expect? They're still building. The LA Clippers have shocked me. They're playing really good with Jamal Crawford and Barnes, doing their thing. Don't really have to say much about Griffin and Chris Paul. They do their thing regardless. But Jamal Crawford is the guy who I wish we did get on the Bulls at the 2 guard spot. But for whatever reason we didn't. Sleeper teams that I think are going to come back from below the 8th seed and probably make a bigger play. The Lakers, obviously. As long as they can stay healthy, I don't see an issue. If one of the big pieces goes down with the Lakers, if Meta World Peace went down, I think that the chances of them going would really be in question when you got a defender and a complete player like Meta World Peace. He can shoot the three, he can go in the paint, and he can defend the best player on the floor. One of the most important pieces to the Lakers that gets overlooked a lot, in my opinion. You know, but what are you gonna do? You're on a team with Kobe Bryant. You know, in the East, let's see what team. Um, it's hard to say. I wanted the Pistons to do better because I'm a Kyle Singler fan, but they're still rebuilding. Um, damn. Yeah, East is looking pretty bad, but anyone below 8 right now, other than Philly. I don't see Orlando making a big comeback or Philly. Go with Philly. Philly for the East. Every other team below 8 right now, I really don't see doing anything, making any noise. For the West, which is always a wild card because the conference is so good. The Lakers, Utah, or Portland. I don't see New Orleans making any big strides. Austin Rivers, big fan of his game. I just don't. I think he's still trying to learn the system a little bit. And injuries are holding down the rookie sensations down in New Orleans. Sacramento going through a lot of shit right now, but Portland doing good. My favorite to win Rookie of the Year is Damian Lillard. Favorite to win MVP this year, I'm not even gonna say his name because he pisses me off so much. Fuck you. You know who you are. Who's gonna win the Western Conference? OKC or the Clippers. Um, I'm thinking neither. I'm hoping the Spurs take the Western Conference. To be honest, it's either gonna be the Spurs or OKC. I see the Clippers having a good streak, but nah, don't even think about going 72-10, fellas. Don't even think about that one. That shit ain't gonna happen. The Heat. Thoughts on the Heat? Because you can't make an NBA video without talking about the Heat. The fucking Heat. Still cheating to win. OKC should have beat them in that last game. A lot of questionable calls or calls that should have been called, particularly a shot at the end of the game where someone got slapped in the face but no call. You know, but that's all I got. Chicago Bull fans, don't be mad. Don't be mad because you did not expect our team to come out and play as well as they have at this start of the season. You know, just hope that everyone gets better and when Rose comes back, everyone plays well together. That Rose coming back doesn't disrupt what they've got going on. That he enhances the play